are saying that they pay their bills on time. They don't owe the market, and that if you owe the market, your shop will be closed. So the fact that their shops have not been closed means that they don't owe management in terms of electricity bills. So their concern is that it is a market management that is defaulting in paying ECG what is due them. So if the traders are prepared to pay their own bills, and this time around, I know that we had to do away with the postpaid meters and we introduced the prepaid meters so that you regulate and you purchase as and when you think you need power. Why can't we just simply come to an agreement and give them prepaid meters so that everybody will have his piece or her piece?
Thank you very much. I think, like you really said, each shop having its own meter will be the best way to go. I agree with that, and I think ECG also agrees with that. The last time I was in the studio, ECG's position has still not changed. ECG is ever ready to supply the market with separate meters. A year or two ago, we had an arrangement with them, some sort of stakeholder engagement with the management, among other things, to ensure that we give each shop a separate meter. And when we did the engineering studies, we realized that, first of all, they should separate the shops from the bulk meter.
Yeah.
That is one.
The transformer.
Over there, yes.
That you mean?
That is one. Two, you realize they have a genset at the market, but how the engineering was done, if they don't separate the genset will still be passing through the meter. So should there be any outage and then they even switch on the genset, they will pay for both fuel and then the electricity. So we advise them to separate the genset also.
Is that a big deal? Is that a difficult thing to do? Separation from the genset to the main transformer there? It is not. It's not a big deal. No, it can be done within a day or a few hours.
So looking at the number of shops over there, yeah, it could take, but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
And we engage and we give them that advice. We're expecting a feedback from them, so that at least we go ahead to carry the project for them. I think when they went back and did their own consultation, then they came back and the whole thing was installed. So we later heard that they were trying to, get meters for the shops through other means. ECG has no problem, but what we want the traders to understand is that ECG can't deal with the traders directly because there is a management over there. When you go to the Kumasi Mall, they also have, I think, a similar arrangement. They have a management over there. So once that management is there, we deal with the management. I think when you even go to the mall, I think they have their own meters and they have a way of working around it. But when you come to the Kejetia Market, we need to deal with the management of it.
Of the market.
Yes. So
that's where the challenge is.
Yes. So should the management come out that, ECG, now we want to take a proposal, we are ready to supply them. And we want the traders to understand that the monies they pay, they don't pay to West directly. So
the market, I haven't heard any trader blame the ECG for what's happening. All I hear is they are blaming, management, Mr. Dufour and his people. They're blaming those people. But did I hear you say that the market people, the management of the market want to get their own meters? Yeah. I know that there are some contractors out there who have meters. These contractors, they get the meters from you, ECG.
So it's more or less like we have what we call check meters as well. And then, so let's say once ECG has metered the facility, now the facility has its own prerogative to decide that I want to see how much each maybe shop consumes. Even your own house, we've metered your house. You have own prerogative to go and meter each gadget to see how much each gadget consumes. So we have similar meters over there. Then again, there are areas whereby they could also get the meters when it comes to the Energy Commission standards. All you need that it should adhere to the standards, go through the Ghana Standards Authority. So once ECG has metered the bulk facility, yes, ECG owns that facility.
So let me get this clear. Your statement you made a while ago is that the management of the market, after you told them to, take away the generators, sources from the main transformer and blah, blah, blah. I heard you say that they said that they will get their own meters. From where?
Well, I think that's the question that we need to put to the management. But ECG, once we have metered the bulk facility.
So nobody, no contractor has set of meters in a warehouse somewhere and say that, well, I have a partnership with the ECG. I have meters available. And so I'm going to, let's say, meter the market. Nobody can say that.
No, so that is where we will come into the picture. So that was the arrangement we were doing them initially.
Did you ever read stories about some pastor importing some meters into Ghana?
No, I've read about meters being imported into the country, but
by some pastor.
Well, I didn't look at the pastor bit, though.
Can an individual import meters aside from the ECG?
Well, I think that is the next conversation where we'll look at the whole fake meters. Like, an individual cannot import meters without recourse to ECG or the Energy Commission or even the Ghana Standards Authority.
These three bodies,
Yes.
Ghana Standards Authority, Energy
ECG.
Commission, and ECG.
Yes.
Nobody, no individual can import meters into this country.
Yep.
Government.
No, government does that through the Ministry of Energy.
Government cannot give a contract to an individual and say, well, I'm government. Let's say from the Ministry of, let's say, Energy. And so therefore, I'm giving you this contract. You're an individual. You're a businessman. Import meters into this country. Can the Ministry of Energy do this?
So the Ministry of Energy procures its own meters under the SHEP project, the Self-Help Electrification project, and that is allowed. But those meters pass through ECG as well.
So all the meters that are brought into this country ought to come through the ECG,
or when you go to
or Energy Commission,
or when you go to the northern side, NETCO.
Yeah,
as
NETCO,
well.
yeah.
So when you look at the Ministry of Energy project,
yeah,
that's the SHEP project.
yeah,
Government gets its meters, and government intends to alleviate the poverty of our citizens. So under the SHEP project, the Ministry of Energy requests lists from ECG, list of communities, among other things. The market officer goes to the community to go and pick the list of beneficiaries. We submit to the Ministry of Energy. So the meters don't go direct to individual contractors.
Okay.
Or it doesn't go direct to stakeholders or opinion leaders. The meters come to ECG stores.
This is Ghana, huh? All right, I hear you on that. So when they raised that issue with you, what was the response ECG gave? Because they said to you, and you've said it to us, we're going to get our own meters. From where? What did ECG do?
So we try to still press upon them that, this is the best way for them. But once ECG has metered the bulk facility, what we are interested in that you don't tamper with the bulk meter.
Okay.
Because we know how the bulk meter works. So if you are going to do your own thing in there and it's going to affect our bulk reading, we will not accept that as well.
Would you say that this would ever materialize? Will it ever see the light of day where traders at the Kejetia Market would have their own meters?
Well, what I can say is that should the traders and the management reach some agreement that we want ECG to supply us, that thing will see the light.
Knowing that they owe you periodically and you're not comfortable with it, would ECG push or put pressure on management to ensure that meters are given, shops get their own individual personalized meters?
Well, I think when you look at it, it's the bulk meter that we pick the reading from. So definitely, we will always be focused on the bulk meter reading. And management needs to give us that money. But if they think that they need to drill down and see how to gather the revenue, they need separate meters. That is their own prerogative.
My last question on the Kejetia Market. If they should, at any point, go contrary to the agreement you have with them currently, where they're paying, I'm sure that today they'll pay another 100,000. So then they'll be done. Then from Monday, they'll be paying 20,000 daily. If they should default on this agreement, what next? Another disconnection?
Like I always say, disconnection is always the last resort, but it's also one of the options as well.
I think that if you let them know that until you agree that we're going to give you, prepaid meters, we're not going to give you power, it will push them to sit up and do what is needful.
We've metered the facility, so definitely we can't go beyond that. That one should be more like an engagement, not we imposing.
So I mentioned the issue of individuals importing meters, and you're saying that that is not possible, and that it should come from the ECG, the Standards Authority, and of course, Energy Commission. So how come we hear of fake meters on the market? I mean, not too long ago, we were reading some fake meters that have come in from Cote d'Ivoire and other neighboring countries. How come this is possible?
Thank you very much. So, like you rightly said, yes, there are some individuals who are trying to infiltrate our network and our system with substandard meters.